Hey peeps, today we are going to do Proxmox. What Proxmox is a virtualization software where we're going to build our very own home lab. That's exactly what you just heard. Now, what I'm going to do for visual purposes, because I tried it another way, it didn't work out too well. I'm going to install this on as a vert just for proof of concept, and then we're going to move on the next stage, which will be part two. We're going to dig a little deeper into how and the things you can do with Proxmox. So we're going to use Workstation Pro 17, which is VMware, and we are going to then create a vert. If you don't have it, I can create a big quick video to show you where you can get this. It is free now for home users, but businesses, of course, they still gotta pay. So this is actually Linux and it's Debian. So the version of this is Proxmox 9.01, I believe it is. It is equivalent to Debian 9.1, 64-bit, right? I'm going to just move forward from there. We're just going to call this, well, just giggles. I'm going to go here. I'm going to go give it 300 gigs. Single file, okay. I'm going to go ahead and go forward, and we're going to power on the vert. And of course, yeah, blah, 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 blah. Okay, here we are at the installation page. Tells you the version up here. We're going to install using the VE graphical. And it's working its way there. Now, I noticed on the vert part on this, it had difficulty identifying what country this device was on. You're going to have to manually change it. But on a bare bone device, it has no problems. Probably some kind of VM thing. Okay. Of course, there's no, yeah, of course, blah, blah, blah. You don't see it. We're just going to continue, agree, all the good stuff. This is the virtual drive that we're going to use. I'm just going to hit next. Country. Now, we're going to go up because I live in the United States, so we're going to go to the, I think it's unless it's under America. Okay. But I need to go, because I live on the East Coast, I need to go to America. Did that say? Oh, White Horse. We're going to go to, no, not that. New York. See, that's where we're going to go. Oh, where? Okay. United States is the country. All right. Time zone is here. Language is English. That's the only language I know. And then just type a password you're going to easily be able to remember. This email, there's and what I normally put, what I'm going to put here, we can just keep it PVE if we want to. I'll go in and put home lab dot internal. Now you can keep it the way it is. Doesn't matter as long as everything is done correctly. And if you're using a DNS server, you know, we're going to go past that right now. Okay, so this is where it's ready to go ahead and start the installation. And like I said, it is much faster on bare bone. This thing takes a little bit longer, but not too much. Well, I lied, it does. Actually, this might do quick faster. Okay, it is installing much faster. The first time I did it, not so much. But then again, I was trying to install it off a NAS drive. What was I thinking? No, this camera was so loose. And one of the big things I like about this, especially if you're getting into networking, things of that nature. Uh, I give you one prime example. I already have one of these up and running and active. I also have some knowledge in NAS. Well, we know they put garbage CPUs in those poor NASs, and they sometimes struggle to deal with the movies. Some of my movies that I've got that I bought. I have tons of DVDs that I've converted for my own personal use, um, and it struggles with it sometimes, especially with the encoding and stuff. I went and took a Windows machine and put it on it, and it is significantly faster. Now, I did that for proof of concept. I'm probably either going to use a container or I might just use regular Linux, just to see how well it does. But it works wonders. And even though this PC isn't that powerful, I can run several verts simultaneously. It handles those verts as if it's king. Proxmox that is one thing I see why virtualization they even Windows machine they usually have the host as a Linux box because Linux will not deal with that crazy stuff that Windows wants to do. Windows wants to go do it what it wants to do, and while it's running under a Linux host, it look at the problems that you have with Windows. And then try to run it as a vert. Some of that crazy stuff that it does, it kind of chills out because it can't do it. When it's bare bone, it does what it wants. And when and that'll get back to a whole different conversation that just popped in my mind when I thought about that. We're going to use Wireshark on Windows, and you're going to see so many different connections of who's looking at what data you have. Which and I'll compare that with a Linux machine, and you're gonna be like, "Wow, there's almost no traffic on a Linux machine," and that Windows machine is pinging everybody. I've once did it once, and it was pinging Amazon for I have no idea why it was, but I didn't get it deep into it. But that's another video to stay up to. And very interesting to know how much of your data is being sold and mined by Big Brother. But everyone's doing it now, so. Yeah, it's right now we've just become dollar signs these days for whoever wants to collect and sell our data. Okay, so if you look right here, right, that's the IP address, and yeah, to this host when we go open up a Windows browser, it's going to automatically reboot and come back up. All right, there you go, that quick. We hit now. What brings you to a regular shell? Come on. Okay, now here's the logon page. We won't be using this, but the login name is root. Password is the password you created. So let's go ahead and open up a browser. I'm going to open up a new browser. And let's go ahead and, oh gosh, I don't want all this. Let me look at this. Okay, that's over here. Okay, let's do this. Let's go here and use this. Okay. All right, so what we're going to do here is we're going to, oh gosh, move out the way. So remember that, remember this IP address here? This 192.168.58.108.128, and then port 206. That's it. The username is root. Password is whatever password you created. And voila. Now this is normal. It's going to come up because you can get subscriptions. You don't have to get the full benefit. The subscriptions is only to offer you this support in case you need it. And here we go. This is what it looks like. Now, on the Proxmox, every host is considered a data center, and you can cluster them together and literally take one vert from one cluster, move it over, or you can do uh, redundancies. You can clone them. You can have HA, which is high availability for certain verts that you don't want to go down. And if you go down, you want to delimit it. This is stuff that you can play around at home, which you would see in the enterprise environment, but you may not really need at home. So here is the primary machine. This is the Debian 9 that's running it all. It currently is assigned one CPU. This is how much RAM it has. It actually detects the correct CPU that this is running, and that's the kernel. But this would show all the memory that's in the bare bone host, and this would show all the total cores that's in that host. This only sees one CPU because the vert was set up for one CPU. And I'll show you on part 2 what other benefits you're going to have. This is the resources of what the host is running. If I wanted to go in and create a VM, okay, but before I do that, I'm not going to really go that far deep in it. Here's a shell if you want to get to a DOS prompt. There's consoles built in this, people. Console, which you can go in and you can console into a vert. Oh, I'm tickled to death about this, but I'm not going to go too deep in it because this video is only for installation, and that's all. And then we would go to part 2 when we go to creating verts and things of that nature. So this is where we at. I'm going to destroy this vert because I'm not going to need it anymore. And from now on, we're going to work with a bare bone host. I got a second host that I'm putting down, but I'm going to have to buy some drives for it because we don't have much storage in it at all. But this is where we're going to leave off, folks. This is Ron Tech World. This is how to install Proxmox 9.01 on as a vert or as a bare bone. But again, let's not do it as a vert. Put it on a bare bone piece of device. Even if you have an old laptop, desktop, doesn't matter. I would suggest at least 8 gigs of RAM or better, and at least something with at least 4 more cores. The less cores you have, the less you're going to be able to run simultaneously. You can run the host with 1-2 cores and then run another vert with 2 cores, and then when you're done, shut that vert down and start up another one. But it's going to be crazy trying to run 12 verts with only 4 cores. That's not going to turn out too well. So until next time, folks, this is Ron Tech World, installing Prox, part 1. Proxmox. I think I said that right.